Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama
काञ्चनाशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहकना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सवधूतं हरिनासक्तं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदां सहकना श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इत्यादिनामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी अष्टचतुष्टधारिणे ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त सरस्वती इति नामिने श्रीपार्षदानदी देवी गायकाय प्रपद्ये कृष्णसम्पन्नविज्ञान धायिने प्रपदे नमः। साधुजोज्ज्वलप्रेमज्ञा श्रीवदानन्दभक्तिदा श्रीकरुणाकरुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोऽस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये गिरधारिणे रूपालिका सुधाता सिद्धान्तग्रन्थहरिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात्पराद्यमूर्तये विप्रदम्बारसम्भोगे अधम्भोजायते नमः। नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय भानुकापरायते गौरविर्भावपुरेस्त्वं निर्देशसज्जनप्रिया वैष्णवा सर्वतोमुश्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। भावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। ॐ महावदनाय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामने गौरद्वेषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपास्वरूपकं भक्तावतारां भक्तव्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। जगतां सुरभाय पङ्ग मम मन्दमधुरगति मत्सर्वस्व पदं भोजाओ राधा मदन मोहन दिव्यात्मरुन्दरकल्पद्रुमथा श्रीमान् रत्नाकर सिंहासनस्था श्री श्री राधा श्रीलगोविन्द देवा श्रेष्ठाय स्मरामि श्रीमान् रास वंशीलता तथास्थिता स्मराय गोपे गोपीनाथास्ते पुनः अप्तकंशनगौराङ्गी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासुदेव गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. Anyone here? No pressure on you, sir. Hare Krishna. On me. This one might work better. Hare
I think it's stuck here. Hold it. behalf of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and our Brahmamatma Gaudiya parampara, we begin this initiation ceremony. Forgive my technological shortcomings. I'm not the only one today. Could anybody hear?
Turn the tone down to 0 and turn the volume as high as possible.
Hare Krishna. When Sutta Goswami spoke Srimad Bhagavatam to the sages of Naimisharanya, there were many thousands and thousands, and there was no sound system. He was so enthusiastic to speak, and everyone was so completely tuned in to every word he spoke. There was no need for electricity. In this age of Kali, we can expect at any moment challenges to come. I was listening to a recording of Srila Prabhupada. He said a devotee expects challenges at every moment. Now that would seem pessimistic, to accept challenges at every moment, especially when people are trying to talk and you're just... I think the more we try to improve it, the worse it gets. Trying to improve. Put this in front, it's better. Hare Krishna. Can anyone hear? Oh, they did it before the bananas spoiled. Simply the positive perspective. On behalf of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Prabhupada and our Brahma Madhva Gaudiya parampara, we now begin this ceremony of initiation. Om Pavitra Pavitro Va Sarvavastam Gato Piva Yasmare Pundarikaksham Sabhaya Vyantarasuchi. Whether one is pure or impure, or even having passed through all situations of life, one who remembers the beautiful, lotus-eyed Supreme Personality of Godhead is purified both within and without. Srila Prabhupada would have us chant this verse whenever there was a ceremony of taking vows, because the very purpose of our initiation and the purpose of life itself is encapsulated in these words: to be purified. At the very beginning of our Krishna consciousness movement in the Western world, Srila Prabhupada recorded an explanation of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And he described how when a drop of water falls from the clouds, it's pure. When it comes in contact with the ground, it becomes muddy. It loses its transparency. But when we filter the water, we bring it back to its natural state. The soul is pure. The soul is mamaivam so jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Is part of Krishna. Satchit Ananda, eternal, full of knowledge, and full of happiness. But the mind, Srila Prabhupada compares to a mirror. When we see through a mirror that's covered with dirt and dust, or when we see that water, when it's clouded by the foreign element of mud, it loses its transparency. By associating with devotees, by hearing the Word of God, and especially by chanting God's names, the mirror of the mind is cleansed. The consciousness becomes pure. And in that pure state, we can have a direct experience of how Krishna is all attractive. Pavitra is a name of Krishna. It means supremely pure. Krishna is all attractive. Of our material conditionings, the false ego, which impels the mind to be influenced by material lust, anger, envy, arrogance, greed, and illusion. We become obsessed with trying to enjoy. Enjoying a misconception that I am the body and I am the mind. The spirit soul is the living force, the conscious person within the material body and mind. This misconception is the basis of all suffering. Forgetting that we're eternal servants of Krishna is the cause of all the despair throughout the creation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he began his most elaborate recorded teachings to Srila Sanatana Goswami with this foundational principle. Jivara Swarupoy Krishnara Nityadas. That the soul is an eternal servant of God, an eternal servant of Krishna. Krishna tells in Gita, Moktaram yakyatapasam sarva lokamaheshu sukritam sarva bhutanam tyatva mam shanti mirchiti. Troubled world, disease, pandemics, wars, divided politics, so much mental depression, limitless struggles. And however many struggles we may perceive with our senses, there are innumerable other struggles that we're just not taking notice of every moment. In the Bhagavad Gita, in this beautiful verse, Krishna is not telling us that we can find peace by changing the circumstances. Because dukkhalayam ashashvatam. The nature of the world is there's imminent suffering. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi. Birth, old age, disease, and death. No one can change the nature of the material world. Krishna, who is the creator of everything, he gives us the authoritative statement of trying to be happy within material life. Abrahma bhuvanaloka punarabhati mamubhekya punarjanmanaviti. That from the highest planet to the lowest, the potential to suffer is always there. And in many ways, the greatest distraction is trying to alleviate suffering and find happiness in disconnect from our true identity as eternal servants of Krishna. Krishna tells in Gita that we could be peaceful if we understand that the Supreme Lord is the proprietor of everything that exists. That means nothing is mine. Nothing is ours. Krishna is the supreme controller of all controllers. How frustrating it is when we want to be controllers, but we are controlled. And Maya, the power of illusion, is so thorough. Ayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharaja. Maya is Krishna's energy. She will lead us incrementally, birth after birth, into thinking, I am a controller, I am a proprietor, and I am an enjoyer. Why does Maya do that? So that we become more attached to that misconception. And then, when we're overpowered, we suffer that much more. So as Srila Prabhupada explains, a Vaishnava is one who expects challenges and suffering at every moment. That's such an optimistic idea. Because it's simply true. Padam padam yadvipadam natesha. Suffering could come at any moment. There is danger at every step. Now, how does that relate to Vajahure mana srinanda nandana abhaya charanada vindare? If we're expecting suffering and problems at every moment, then how can we be fearless? That's the secret. Because when we expect such problems, we're always taking shelter of Krishna. Not just ritualistically, not just philosophically. Because the whole philosophy of the Vedas is meant to bring us to the point ahunam janmanamante jnanavamam bhavati vasudeva sarvamiti samahasya, of taking shelter, of surrendering to the Lord. Surrender is such a deep word, sharanagati. It means wholeheartedly, with our whole intelligence, with our whole heart. Krishna, I am yours. I give myself to you. With trust. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Manmana bhavamad bhakto machyachim nam namaskuru mame vaishashi shatyante pratijani priyosha. Always think of me. Become my devotee. Offer your homage unto me. You will come to me without fail. This is my promise. Now when Krishna gives a promise, the absolute truth, his word is absolute. There's no power of existence where Krishna will always protect those who take shelter. Initiation. We are wholeheartedly accepting Krishna's promise. That's really what it is. We are accepting Krishna's promise with faith, and in reciprocation we're making our promise. Srila Prabhupada explained minimal, considering what Krishna is giving us in return. In this age of Kali Yuga, in the Western world, in the Eastern world, in the Northern or Southern worlds, everything's difficult. it's difficult to enjoy material life. It's not that devotees trying to follow the four regulative principles are the only ones struggling. Everyone is struggling. The wealthiest are struggling. The poorest are struggling. When we take these vows, and how minimal. No illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, no meat eating. To chant at least 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra each day. And to live by the character that our acharyas have given us. It is difficult. It's swimming against the current of the river of material influence. But actually, if we simply do it sincerely, if we really honestly and earnestly try our best, then Krishna will be pleased. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. And in reciprocation, Krishna gives us the Purushartha Siromani, the crest jewel of all goals of life. Ecstatic love for him. What generally takes thousands of births or thousands of years to achieve in previous ages, simply by chanting God's names according to these vows, Krishna will give us prema bhakti, beyond birth, beyond death, the highest happiness. Anandam buddhibharadaram pradipadam punamritas. The happiness everyone is looking for. The ceremony of initiation is wholeheartedly with faith accepting Krishna's promise and making our promises. In the association of devotees, by performing sincere sadhana each day, we keep that focus of our purpose in life always clear. Many distractions. Many reasons to complain. In a material infected ego, we think we gain credibility by complaining. Otherwise, why do people complain? We think we're making ourselves bigger by trying to make others smaller. Otherwise, why do we do it? And we're looking for so many various distractive forms of entertainment just to distract us from the boredom and the emptiness that's within our own minds. Bhakti is the path of filling ourselves with Krishna, with the all-attractive. Community is so important. When we're here for each other. Vaishnava Seva, Namarashi, Jivadoya. These three principles are so greatly emphasized. The chanting of the holy names of Krishna, having an attitude and spirit of service to the devotees of the Lord. The idea of Vaishnava Seva. Seva is not just service. It's unselfish service that pleases Krishna. Where we take ourselves out of the center of our purpose in life and put Krishna in the center. By serving the devotees, that doesn't mean that when what people say, what people do, matches what I like them to do. Anybody could do that. But to actually be there to increase each other's faith, increase each other's enthusiasm for the path of pure devotional service. To help each other in that way, that is Vaishnava Seva. And Jivataya, to individually and as a community share the great message of Krishna with the world. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu compared himself to a fruit vendor. And his fruits were prema bhakti, love for Krishna. He said, I have so many fruits. He wanted to enjoy eating the fruits with the devotees, and he wanted to distribute the fruits. And he requested each and every one of us to assist him in distributing these fruits of bhakti, love for Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, as our founder Acharya, he gave us the example that it is our duty, our first and foremost duty, to learn how to appreciate and follow in the footsteps. Srila Prabhupada staged, how Krishna staged Srila Prabhupada as our founder Acharya in setting up our movement. It is 2022, the 100th anniversary of when Srila Prabhupada got the instruction from his spiritual master. On a rooftop in Calcutta, Otatungi Junction Road, Srila Prabhupada was given the order to take Lord Chaitanya's message in the English language all over the world. How seriously he took that instruction. Srila Prabhupada cited Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur that one must take the order of the spiritual master as one's life and soul. How do we do that? We read about it. But as our Acharya Srila Prabhupada taught us by his example, in the most difficult and impossible situations, that was his life and soul. Being on a cargo ship in your old age, getting heart attacks, coming to a foreign land, no money, no people. Butler, Pennsylvania. Until Srila Prabhupada went there, nobody in Pennsylvania even heard of Butler. Hardly. Now the whole world knows Butler, Pennsylvania. Ordinary circumstance. Sometimes we're thinking to do something great, we need something extraordinary. Srila Prabhupada was put in a YMCA hotel. What can be more ordinary than that? But what can be more extraordinary than starting a worldwide movement reaching hundreds of millions of people from a YMCA hotel in Butler, Pennsylvania? When he went to New York, his host, Sally Agarwal, who was kind of the only person in America who was kind of taking him a little serious. She gave him like a bag full of coins so he could wash clothes and, laundromats, and he could maybe make a phone call. That's how he came to New York City. And when he was in New York, soon after, he had a stroke. We can't do that. But that's how much his compassion was extended toward us. And in Krishna consciousness, we make a judgment when we take things in a very personal way. Not in the sense that we take things personally and we get insulted, but we take the mercy of Krishna, Srila Prabhupada, and the Vaishnavas. We take their mercy personally. It's not that Srila Prabhupada performed all those austerities for the whole world. That's true. But if we really want to understand honestly, we need to first of all think that Srila Prabhupada did that for me and for you, for each and every one of us. The ceremony of initiation Srila Prabhupada established to give us a formal and clear connection to the parampara of mercy. Truth is eternal. At the very beginning of the universe, Krishna spoke this truth of pure devotional service to Brahma. Brahma to Narada, Narada to Vyas, to Madhavacharya, later to Madhavendra Puri, Ishvara Puri, and the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, who appeared as Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he himself has taken initiation from Ishvara Puri. When they first met in Gaya, actually, when they met in Gaya, they had met before, Lord Chaitanya asked Ishvara Puri for initiation. Ishvara Puri was fully conscious that this is the Lord, who I am surrendering 24 hours a day forever. I'm surrendering my life to him. and he's asking me for initiation. And he gave it to him. He gave him initiation. And when Lord Chaitanya wanted to cook for him and wash plates for him and clean for him and massage his feet and massage his legs, how is it that Ishwara Puri let him do that? Because it was such an important principle Lord Chaitanya wanted us to understand. The idea of being the servant of the servant of the servant in a Guru parampara. And that message came from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through the 6 Goswamis and all of our beloved acharyas. Srila Prabhupada came more than ever before in history to make it accessible to us. To take that person, what Srila Prabhupada did for you. What a small thing it is to dedicate your lives to following your vows in comparison to that. He was willing to risk what was absolutely, utterly, logically impossible. To make the highest goal of life possible for you and me. Yes, taking vows and initiation is a serious expression of gratitude. Because actual gratitude is lived. It's not just a theoretical idea. If we're really grateful for the gift we're receiving, how much we will reciprocate. And a samskara is a ceremony where a deep impression is made within our hearts. Just recently we were at Prajapriya Devi and Abhishek's marriage. And they took vows. So many vows. When like that. That was good sound effects. It's a ceremony where we want a deep, lifelong impression of the seriousness of what we're committing our life to. To go back to what we referred to at the beginning of our talk, Srila Prabhupada said we should expect problems. If you expect problems, when problems come, you're not upset about it because you're expecting it. If you're not expecting it, you could really be upset about it. And if somehow or other we're not in a situation of a lot of suffering and problems, if we're expecting it, we're really grateful. These two principles is what Srila Prabhupada is explaining here. We should be grateful for what for the opportunities we have to take shelter. Because real peace and real happiness is not in getting our ways in this world. It's in our surrender and our shelter to Krishna. And when we have faith in this truth, reinforced by association of people with faith, then this is what we're always striving for. We're striving for Krishna's shelter. Success, failure, honor, dishonor, happiness, distress, pleasure, pain, health, disease. They're always changing. But Krishna's shelter is the permanent reality that's waiting for all of us. For this reason, we take initiation. It's not easy. But comparatively, it's so very easy. Srimad Bhagavatam, Mahabharata, Ramayana. Great devotees are almost always revealed through struggle and hardship. Prahlad Maharaj lived a very long life. He was a king for long, long years. He had a beautiful family. How often do we talk about Prahlad in that context? Almost everything about Prahlad in his long life is just this half a year when he was 5 years old, when he was under the most extreme challenging circumstances. And how he always took shelter of Krishna. He didn't blame anyone. He always remembered Oma Pavitra Pavitrova. Whatever situations he went through, he took shelter of Krishna. The residents of Vrindavan, how many demons were attacking? It's not that they were just having rasa leelas. In the spiritual world, that's what they do. But in this material world, most of the story of Krishna in the 10th canto is about demons coming. Yes, Kiparam Prabhu. So happy to see you. Why does Sukadeva Goswami talk about all these, Putana and Sakatasura, Trinavarta, Bakasura, Vatsasura, Agasura? So many. Yomasura, Aristasura, Keshi. Because whatever happened, they always turned to Krishna for shelter. Ambarish Maharaj, there's some beautiful verses of how he lived in his beautiful palace and he was always worshiping the deities, but still the main story we get is when the most powerful sage was trying to murder him and how he responded. Dhruva Maharaj also, he was a king for so long. So what is the theme that Sukadeva Goswami focuses on? When he was totally betrayed and heartbroken. And how he, by the mercy of his guru, he found shelter in Krishna. That is why Srimad Bhagavatam describes that Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults. But the great, most compassionate sages worship Kali Yuga as the best time in history. Now, why would compassionate sages like Kali Yuga when there's so much suffering? Because suffering's there in every yuga. But in Kali Yuga, it's so obvious. An intelligent person with some good association doesn't become complacent with just some momentary comfort. But we're always aware. Climate is one of challenge. We have Krishna's names. Kali Kale Namarupe Krishna Avatar. Krishna has incarnated in his name to give us complete shelter, according to how we take shelter. I'm very grateful to each and every one of you. Those of you who are taking initiation today, those of you who have taken initiation in the past, those of you who are even just coming to this ceremony. Because in Los Angeles, California, with Hollywood and all of these things all around us, and Santa Monica Beach and Malibu, there are so many alternatives to being here today. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada, we are so grateful to each and every one of you. And we are praying. We are praying for your protection. We are praying for divine grace, mercy, to always be upon you. Srila Prabhupada, he signed his poem to Krishna, "Your insignificant beggar." Srila Prabhupada is begging all of us, as Nityananda and Haridas Thakur went door to door, begging everyone. Please accept this mercy. Accept the worship of Krishna. Accept the chanting of the holy names. Accept the association of those who help us on the path. Nityananda Prabhu, he declared, anyone who does this is my life and soul. That was Srila Prabhupada's mood. Whoever accepted the mercy that he carried, he was willing to give his life and soul for each one of us. How special, how fortunate that we could dedicate our lives to reciprocate. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. To be honest, I didn't know what I was going to speak about, but all of these sound system pastimes gave me a clear signal. Sovas Prabhu and Tadit Mataji and Tukaram Prabhu, if you could all speak some words for the initiates.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj, for wonderful, wonderful discourse. Yeah, initiation is a very important aspect of Krishna consciousness. I'd like to thank all of you for making this decision, big decision, important decision, probably the best decision of your life, actually. And as you go on, you'll realize more and more what that actually means as you become more and more purified. In an active devotion, Rupa Swami says a lot of principles of Krishna consciousness, and he emphasizes on three important ones. One is that one should seek out and take shelter from a bona fide spiritual master. Then he says that one should take initiation from such a spiritual master, and then the spiritual master will train that disciple how to execute or discharge devotional service. And then the third one says that the disciple should obey the spiritual master's orders, not only instructions, but orders, with faith and devotion. So Rupa Goswami says these are the three very important aspects of accepting a bona fide spiritual master. So today you're taking instruction and you're surrendering to a bona fide spiritual master of the Hare Krishna movement, His Holiness Radhanath Swami. Very important. When he was speaking, I was thinking that I recall when I was first going to take initiation, when I joined Krishna consciousness, and the temple president came up to me and said, "Okay, you're going to take initiation." And I was actually literally freaked out. I didn't want to do it because I knew who I was. I was well aware of my history and my qualifications. And during that time, devotees would tell me, the spiritual master knows everything about you. Everything. He knows your past. He knows who you are, what you are. And then I thought to myself, for sure, I'm not going to do this. For sure. Now I'm convinced. But then, a couple of devotees kept talking to me then. But, the biggest thing was I thought I was going to be rejected. I thought, there's no way. This is going to be embarrassing. We were in a little temple. This is going to be really embarrassing for me. That they're going to send my name to Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada's going to say, no way. No way, absolutely no way. And I was convinced like that. So after some more coaching from the temple president, I finally surrendered. But it was pins and needles for me. I was just shaken. I just knew who I was. No way. Krishna consciousness, no way. So anyway, time went on, and I mellowed out a little bit, but I was still very scared. And then finally that day came for initiation, and Prabhupada accepted me, and I was so relieved. It was like I exhaled. Wow, this is really mercy. The spiritual master is the most merciful being on this planet. In the morning we say, Om Jnanat Mirandasya Gyananjana Shlaka Chakshu Umiritam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Yes, we were born in the darkest of ignorance, each and every one of us. But the spiritual master has opened our eyes with torchlight of knowledge. And we should offer our obeisances to such a spiritual master. Very important. Extremely important. It's like you're sleeping soundly and someone comes into your bedroom and turns on the light, or really a big spotlight, and you get up and you wake up and you think, oh my God, I can't go back to sleep. I've been awoken. So this is what initiation is. we're awakening. And Krishna hears us. Because when I was thinking about not wanting to take initiation, I prayed like anything to Krishna. I was praying all the time. Just like, Krishna, please, please, don't do this to me. Don't embarrass me. I was thinking like that. Please, Krishna. Let Prabhupada accept me. So, yeah. Sarvasya cham hriti sanidistom matasmitya jnanam apohanam cha. Krishna is in our heart. He gives us knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. So, you're here not by accident, but you were praying. Every one of you were praying, right? Is everybody praying? Yes. And Krishna heard your prayer. And here you are today, taking this vow. A very important vow, big vow. But something that you'll always relish and cherish for the rest of your life. I feel so blessed that Srila Prabhupada accepted me as his spiritual master. And throughout the years, as you go on, you learn more and more how important that is, how essential that is, and how it's not an accident. It's like birth after birth. You've been born so many times, but in that all those different births, you've performed pious activities, and you've actually understood eventually, like today, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? I think all of you believe that. That's why we're here. So it's a really wonderful day, and I want to thank all of you. Please, thank you so much for being a devotee, spreading Krishna consciousness here in America. It's very important. It's essential. Thank you for surrendering at the lotus feet of a bona fide spiritual master of the Krishna consciousness movement. From this point on, it's just ecstatic. Beautiful. It's just an ecstatic experience. Stay with it. Be sincere. Pray hard. Don't ever forget about praying hard. Always pray hard. Krishna hears you, and he'll give you whatever you need to increase your Krishna consciousness. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Just a small, humble request that you all take advantage of this rare opportunity you've been given, this human form of life. It's only after many, many births that we get an opportunity to come in contact with the holy name, spiritual master. So please use this lifetime and do as much devotional service as you can, and read Srila Prabhupada's books as much as you can, and associate with each other and speak about the philosophy, and really take advantage of this opportunity because it's so rare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. So last Prabhu, I wanted to take a moment to thank you and your good wife. If you hadn't been here 30, Haribol, if you hadn't been here 34 years ago when I first came to the temple, I wouldn't have made it. You were a pillar. You are a pillar. I was just looking at the deities, and I was moved to tears through their worship. And I was thinking to myself, Swabhas Prabhu has done such an amazing job here. And I'm just moved with gratitude towards you, Prabhu. And that's also equally towards you, Mother Tadip. You guys are, maybe I'm one, like a small, many feathers in your cap, Prabhu. You got a big cap of feathers, and if I'm a small one, then thank. When I heard you speak, I was talking with my wife about you just the other day. We spoke on the phone, and we had that lovely conversation. And after I got off the phone, my wife said, Slavas Prabhu is so cool. And I said, you have no idea. He's always been like that. He's always been as cool as they come, as affable as they come. He's got a way with words. He's very smooth and well-spoken. When I heard you lecture today, and I heard you speak from your heart about your initiation, about how you felt, I was touched. I've heard you speak so many times, but today it really affected me. You're just getting better as the years go on. And I had the thought, and of course this isn't my place to say it, but I'm going to say it. I had the thought of how proud Srila Prabhupada must be that he invested in a disciple like your good self, and how much fruit you've borne, what a good son you were, and how much you've done for Srila Prabhupada's mission as your whole work. So I'm super indebted to you, Prabhu. Super indebted. I'm just, anyway, I had that thought I wanted to share that with you. And all of this equally towards your good self. Radhanath Maharaj, my heartfelt obeisances to you again and again and again. I'm so grateful to see you. It was hard to hear you speak, so I had to really listen with rapt attention when you were giving the lecture. I felt like by doing that, the words entered my heart even more. My whole year is worthwhile just from hearing this lecture. You spoke brilliantly. You quoted 20 shlokas. And you strung together all sorts of different points and leelas, and it was incredibly moving and meaningful for me. I feel renewed and invigorated in my enthusiasm for Krishna consciousness, and I feel like 3 years of missing you all came together in one moment in this lecture, and I feel brought back to life. I felt like I was desiccated in a desert. I feel like I've been brought back to life by the downpour of mercy that you spoke. Thank you very much for the lecture, Krishna. And to all of you initiates, we got a good showing from Laguna Beach. We got 13 devotees today. And to all of you, I just want to say, I think I want to say two things. One thing is I wanted to recap an important point from Maj's lecture. He spoke broadly and gave any number of different things to think about and meditate on. But one of the things he spoke about, he was a little, I don't want to say indirect, but he was tasteful and careful in how he spoke about it. One of the things he said was, don't break your vows. Krishna's making a big commitment to you. Srila Prabhupada made a massive commitment to you. Radhanath Maharaj also is making a big commitment to you. He's been practicing strictly. They've made flyer for you, Maharaj. One of our devotees made a flyer, and it said he's been a monk for 40 plus years. As soon as I saw it, I said, take this down immediately, because you've been a monk for 50 plus years. I said, why have you robbed Maharaj of a decade of his service and his sadhana? And I made him take it down immediately and replace it with a different flyer. They've been around for 5 years or 10 or 15. Ian's been around for 23. We've been doing this for 50 plus years. Srila Prabhupada made a huge commitment. We've also made a huge commitment to these devotees. You're making a commitment to them today. And your commitment back is if you follow the principles for the rest of your life. Don't fall down. Don't leave. Keep your vows. Don't take it lightly. It's a big deal. It's our tradition. This is how you acknowledge that you are Krishna's servant by following these vows for the rest of your life. And I've got a little Srila Prabhupada for you guys to meditate on. He wants to know if the greatest offense is to disobey the spiritual master. Radhanath. Prabhupada's answer is in 1975. Yes, that is the first Gora Vagya. Shruti Shastra Nindanam. Shruti Shastra Nindanam. Gora Vagya. You accept Guru and again disobey him, then what is your position? You are not a gentleman. You promise before Guru, before Krishna, before fire, that I shall obey your order. I shall execute this. And if you do not do this, then you are not even a gentleman worth to speak about a devotee. This is common sense. And again, there may be some difficulty to control, but that should be practiced. It can be practiced. It is not very difficult, but one has to practice this determination. I've taken a vow before deity. At the time of initiation, it's promised before the deity, before the fire, and before the spiritual master, before the Vaishnava, that I'll not have a list of sects. That's promised. How can you break it? That's the question. I've taken a vow before the deity, before fire, before my spiritual master, before the Vaishnavas. No illicit sex, no meeting, no drinking or intoxication, no gambling. I promised it. If I'm a gentleman, how can I break my promise? Pretty simple. You're making a promise, and you'll spend the rest of your life keeping it. We've recommended you. Savasprabhu's recommended you. Radhanath Maharaj has accepted you. He's taking you at your word that you're good, honest people. You've performed the Purification, but that's just the beginning. Now for the rest of your life, you need to follow. Now for the rest of your life, you need to follow. Please take it seriously. Maharaj made this point. He spoke about how much Krishna is giving, how little we have to give, how difficult it is, how in Kali Yuga, how by the grace of your spiritual master, how it's shown in times of difficulty what you're made of. He made this point in a number of different ways, elegantly. I just wanted to make it more directly. Please take it seriously. And if you have difficulty or while you're following, you've got a whole community of Vaishnavas, many strict devotees at the helm, are great souls like Savasprabhu, Mother Tadit. We're down there in Laguna Beach. We're here to help. Don't fall down. If you're feeling weak, come and see us. We'll help you stay strong in between Maharaj's visits. That's what we're here for. You've got a whole committee to pick you up. It's not just that Maharaj leaves and you're off on your own. We're here to help. But let's do this together. Let's stay strong. Let's stay strict. And the last thing I want to say was this. Radhanath Maharaj told me the other day, we sat together, I drove him. I got to be a chauffeur. And I thought we were going to talk about my life and what I was going through. I had a whole list of things I wanted to talk to Maharaj about the good and the bad and the ugly from my own life. But Maharaj just, like within about 1 minute, just took over and talked for almost the entire time about what was on his mind. And I've been thinking about it ever since. What was on Maharaj's mind was this. we want to make devotees, and specifically we want to make devotees who are leaders. And leaders are to lead other people. That's you guys. We want you guys to become leaders so you can lead other people. But above that is if you become a leader who can make leaders. Now you're not just a leader because that you can lead people, but you're the type of leader that can make leaders. That's another echelon. That's another level of advancement. You're not just a leader leading people, troops, but you're making leaders who themselves will lead troops. And I followed up till that point, but what Maharaj said next really got me. And Maharaj said, and the most important thing is to become a leader who can make leaders who can make leaders. Now you're not just making leaders who can lead people, but you're making leaders who themselves will be able to make leaders, and that's the parampara. And I just turned 50, and I'm already thinking about it. I know that Maharaj and Salas Prabhu, they've passed 70. They're definitely thinking about it. The next generation, the people who are going to step up. And that's all of you. At least become devotees and stay devotees for the rest of your life. But even better, become devotees who can lead others. And even better, become devotees who can make future leaders. And even better than that, you got to make devotees who can make devotees. Leaders, you got to make leaders who can themselves make leaders, because at that point the parampara has gone on. That's as far as you go, and then you can leave because the next generation is set. That's the task that lies before you. Your following of your vows empowers you to do that. It's not just a vow. It's a vow that empowers you to do that. And the last thing I'll say is that Maharaj didn't say this at all, so I'm going to say it. There's a famous shloka, a pada, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yadyap Chaitanya Das. I know that my guru is Chaitanya Das. Yadyapi, even though Amar Guru, my guru, Chaitanya Das, is Chaitanya's servant. Tatapi Janiye Ami, I also know Tar Prakash, that he's a manifestation of Lord Chaitanya. Let me say that again. Yadyapi Amar Guru Chaitanya Das. Certainly it's true, my guru is Chaitanya Das. Tatapi. But there's this special thing, this special additional truth. That Janiye Ami, I know this truth, this is my faith. Tahar Prakash. He's not only the Lord's servant, but he's also a manifestation of the Lord's mercy. Krishna speaks through Guru. You can't see the spirit, the super soul directly, so Krishna manifests as the great Vaishnava and speaks through his words and empowers his words to reach out and grab your heart. You taking initiation means you see that from Maharaj. He is a live wire. He is a link to that legacy. He has that level of advancement. And when you touch him, you also become electrified. And the way you touch him is through hearing his words, listening very carefully to what he speaks, taking that into your heart, asking appropriate questions, having a submissive attitude, being a real disciple. Hearing Krishna speak through your guru and letting those words transform your life. Maharaj, of course, would never say this because he's the incarnation of humility. But Svavas, Om Jnana Timirandasya verse, and said this is about Maharaj. He's waking you up. So take it seriously. The great Vaishnava walks the planet. Such a great soul. Such a great Vaishnava who spent so many decades serving. To save 40, 50, So many people spend 40 or 50 years, but 50 years of full service, 50 years of really, really high service. What a great Vaishnava. And he's giving you initiation, taking a risk. And if you do something bad, he gets some reaction. So don't do anything bad. Be good for the rest of your life. And you want to be really good? Pick up the cross and follow in his footsteps. Lead people. Make leaders. And eventually make leaders who themselves will make leaders so the parampara goes on. We're putting that burden on your shoulders now. Please, take it. Grow. Rise to the occasion. Hare Krishna.
We made you sit a long time. Everyone could stand up for a few minutes and we could have kirtan. We'll continue in 5 minutes.
Krishna. Now we will begin with the process of taking vows by all the initiates. We will call the names one by one, and when your name is called, please, for the Prabhus, they come from here, pay obeisances to Prabhupada here, and then come to Maharaj, pay obeisances, chant Maharaj Prana Mantra, and take your beads to Maharaj. For the Matajis, you can come from here, from this side, and again come to Prabhupada, and then get ready, and then come to Maharaj. So start with Raju and Irina, please be ready. So, Bhutaya, please be ready here. You can be ready here.
So I promise to chant 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra minimum for the rest of my life. And I also promise to follow the 4 regulative principles of no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, and no intoxication. And I'll always remain the servant of the servant and assisting the devotees in propagating the preaching movement of Krishna consciousness.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, I'm honored to give you the name Ras Ananda Das.
Radhanath Prabhu ki. While Bhakti and Irina is coming forward, Bhakti and Dipti, please get ready. Dipti, please get ready. Careful, watch out.
I take a vow to chant at least 16 rounds every day. I also take a vow to live by following four regulated principles, such as no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. I also vow to serve Srila Prabhupada mission by being servant of the servant of the servant.
I'm very grateful to you. Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada, honored to give you the name Ishwari Radha Devi Dasi.
Ishwari Radha Devidasi ki. While Bhakti and Dipti is coming forward, Bhakti Ranshi, please be ready.
I also vow
behalf of Srila Prabhupada, honor to offer you the name Divya Gopi Devi Dasi.
While Bhakta Pranshu is coming forward, Bhaktin Manisha, please be ready.
Sorry.
I take vow to chant at least 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha every day. I take the vow of following the four regular principles, that is no eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. And I'll serve in the mission of Srila Prabhupada in the mood of surrender and service.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada, very happy to offer you the name Param Kishore Das.
While Bhaktin Manisha is coming forward, Bhaktin Kim, please come forward.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada, we offer you the name Madhuri Gopi Devi Dasi.
While Bhaktin Kim is going forward, Bhakta Ian, please be ready.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, honor to offer you the name Kishori Radhika Devi Dasi.
While Bhakta Ian is coming forward, Bhaktin Sophie, please be ready.
I vow to chant a minimum of 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra daily, as well as follow the four regular principles, including no sex, no intoxication, no meat eating, and no gambling, for the rest of my life, as well as dedicate my life to the propagation of Srila Prabhupada. I have this aspiring to do this service.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our disciplic succession, I'm very happy to give you the name Ishwara Chandra Das.
While Bhaktin Sophie is going forward, Bhaktin Nikki, please be ready.
I vow to chant the minimum of 16 rounds of the Maha Mantra for the rest of my life, to follow the four regular principles of no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, and no illicit sex, and to serve Prabhupada's mission in the mood of being the servant of the servant of the servant.
Thank you very much. On behalf of our Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, grateful to give you the name Saki Leela Devi Dasi.
While Bhaktin Nikki is going forward, Dr. Srinivas, please be ready.
Panuka Prabhu and Premanjana Devi, if you could both come here. Rajapriya, you could come too. Thank you, Maharaj, for your magnanimity and for your affection for our whole family, that you have accepted all of us, Rajapriya and now Nikki, and you have also given us shelter. We are indebted to you in this life and life after life. After Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj left, you have been extra kind to us, because you are now performing the role of Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj as well as your original relationship with us. So we are so grateful to you, Maharaj, for that. It's Nikki's good fortune, and it's our good fortune that we have Nikki. When Nikki was born in the hospital, doctors wanted to keep her under observations for a couple of days. And when they thought she was good to go, we brought her straight to Shri Radha Sharad Bihari in Philadelphia. And I vividly remember that day when I took out that car seat with Nikki and put it on the footsteps of Radha Sharad Bihari temple. So that's the first place that she ever went to. So I don't know if it was us bringing her there or whether she brought us there, because she has been legendary in everything that she did. She was just 3 years old when she wanted to go to Sunday school. There was an age cutoff, and they said, no, she's too young to go. But she was persistent. They had to let her in, but they said, your mom has to come and sit. So when Nikki went through Sunday school and learned about Krishna, she also allowed her mom to learn about Krishna with her. Just a couple of years later, she one day came up to me and recited Bhagavad Gita 10:8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. And I was startled. I said, do you know the meaning in English? And she gave the English translation too. honestly, I was intimidated. From that day on, I started studying Bhagavad Gita seriously and started memorizing the verses. So, Nikki, we are so fortunate, and you are so fortunate that His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj has accepted you. Maharaj, we are also fortunate for your blessings, for your affection, for giving us shelter at your lotus feet, and for guiding us. Thank you, Maharaj.
Maharaj, I just want to say thank you so much for accepting all of us, and we're just forever grateful to you. And yes, we are grateful to have Nikki in our lives. And I have to say that I'm the biggest materialist in my family. I always took them to everywhere they can be materially successful all their lives. I was the one who took them to all the soccer games, all the piano lessons, hoping that she'll get in a really good university and become a doctor. And she definitely made me very proud. But today she's really making her dad proud, because her dad was the one who always facilitated that while she was studying, she will go to every single temple program. And she sat in the back, like since she was a kid, with her books and computer till, till now. And pretty much the whole community knows her like a girl who sits in the back with her books and studies while attending festival. And I used to wonder if she could even hear anything or understood what's going on in the temple. But she's been blessed and gifted that she knew what the Parampara was talking in the class and still could study and do well. So she's been very blessed that she's going to such a materially very successful in her career, and now she's accepted. You have accepted her, and she's accepted the process. So I'm very grateful, and to all of you and the whole community that facilitated that. And Chaitanya too, because he's been fanning that spark once she got married. He's been the who made her live on the street and make sure that she comes to temple every day. And he's he started that spark, but he's been fanning that spark. So thank you.
Just clarifying, made her live on the street as in this temple street. What's he kind? Thank you for that.
I just wrote something for Nikki because she wrote something for me on my initiation day. My dear Nikki, congratulations on taking this important step in your life. Because of your strong desire to attend Sunday school every week as a toddler, our parents regularly took you to the temple and as a result took to the path of Krishna consciousness. I have always looked up to you and wanted to be just like you. You completed Narendra Prabhu's Krishna book course at the age of 12, became the local Sunday school teacher as a teenager, directed plays, served as His Holiness Bhakti Charamraj's secretary, led kirtans, served prasadam, and the list goes on and on. Thank you for inspiring me and for being an incredible role model. As His Holiness Bhakti Charamraj once said, Srila Prabhupada has given us the perfect process. Now mold yourself according to that, and I assure that you will go back to Godhead. I am honored to witness you formally commit yourself to this process. May Shri Shri Panchatattva always keep us at the shelter of their lotus feet, and may we use this lifetime to serve Srila Prabhupada's movement in the mood of the servant of the servant of the servant together. With lots of love, your baby sister, Brajapriya Devi.
still have to take vows. Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada, our Guru Parampara, and on behalf of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, she gave her heart and soul to serve Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, who is one of Srila Prabhupada's most intimate, loving, surrendered followers, who has always been my senior, worshipable God brother. And I'm very honored on his behalf to offer you the name Nikunja Rani Devi Dasi.
While Bhakta Srinivas is going ahead, Bhakti Manasi, please be ready.
Hare Krishna. For each of the Hare Krishna. Much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, I'm very much honored to offer you the name Sri Murari Das.
While Bhakti Manasi is going ahead, Bhakti Prashant, please be ready.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada, our Guru Parampara, I'm very honored to offer you the name Madhavi Manjari Devi Dasi.
While Bhakti Prashant is going ahead, Bhakta Amit, please be ready.
With your permission, I would like to take the following vows to chant every day 16 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra, to follow 4 regulative principles. There is no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex, and to serve Srila Prabhupada's mission in the mood of servant without committing any offenses. These are 4 vows I would like to take for this of now.
Thank you, Prabhu. On Srila Prabhupada's behalf, happy to give you the name Prem Gopal Das.
Amit is taking vows. Dr. Vinny, please be ready.
I promise to not do illicit sex, no gambling, no nudity, and no intoxication. I aspire to be serving and serving in service.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, honored to offer you the name Amala Nitai Das.
While Dr. Vinny is taking vows, Dr. Ravi Teja, please be ready.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, in this auspicious gathering of Vaishnavas, I vow to chant a minimum of 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I vow to follow the four regulative principles: no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex, and I vow to serve in Srila Prabhupada's mission in the mood of the servant of the servant of the servant.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara's behalf, we offer you the name Brajaraj Gopal Das.
While Dr. Ravi Kiran gets ready, Dr. Naveen Teja, please be ready.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada, offer you the name Ram Vilas Das.
While Dr. Naveen Teja is taking vows, Dr. Dinek, please be ready.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada, we offer you the name Rasa Sindhu Das. mixed up. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada, your new name will be Nadia Chandra Das.
Sorry, so with Ravi Kiran, please come ahead. Ravi Kiran is the person.
You look nervous. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, we offer you the name Rasika Sindhu Das.
While Vivek is taking vows, Bhaktin Nisha, please be ready.
Thank you, Prabhu. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada, we offer you the name Dayal Mai Das.
While Bhaktin Nisha is taking vows, Bhakta Yash, please be ready.
Thank you. Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, we offer you the name Nayana Gopi Devi Dasi.
While Bhakta Yash is taking vows, Bhaktin Prasanna, please be ready.
Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada's behalf and our Guru Parampara, we offer you with the name Yukala Kirtan Das.
While Bhaktin Prasanna is taking vows, Bhaktin Pragati, please be ready. Bhaktin Pragati.
behalf of Srila Prabhupada, Guru Parampara, we give you the name Prema Chandrika Devi Dasi.
While Bhaktin Pragati is taking vows, Bhaktin Archana, please be ready.
Thank you. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada's behalf, honored to give you the name Prema Gopika Devi Dasi.
While Bhaktin Archana is taking vows, Bhakta Kaushik, please be ready. Taking vows in Marathi.
हरे कृष्णा गुरु महाराज. मी आज शपथ घेते की मी रोज नित्यनियमाने 16 माळा जप करेल आणि 4 नियमांचे पालन करेल. मी मांस भक्षण करणार नाही, मी व्यभिचार करणार नाही, मी नशापान करणार नाही आणि मी जुगार खेळणार नाही. मी श्रील प्रभुपादांच्या आंदोलनात दास बनून नम्रतापूर्वक सेवा करण्याचा प्रयत्न करेन.
Dhanyavad. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, I'm very, very happy to give you name Ananda Rani Devi Dasi.
Bhakta Kaushik is taking vows. Bhakti Divya Shri, please be ready.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. And Srila Prabhupada's behalf, very happy to give you the name Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Swarup Das.
While Bhaktin Divya Shri is taking vows, Bhaktin Kruti, please be ready.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, very happy to give you the name Devi Sundari Devi Dasi.
Devi Sundari Devi Dasi.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, I'm very honored to offer you the name Kumari Rani Devi Dasi.
Now we move to the second initiates versus Brahmin initiation. We will call out their names. Please stand up on your seat. Basically, all of you stand up on your seats, all the Brahmin initiates. And then the name is called, please take a bow and you can go back to your seat. And you get a Gayatri Mantra later on. So sit down, all of you. Oh, yeah. So stand up, everyone, please. Sham Chandra Das.
When you call your name, you have to go like this.
Her Grace Chitra Sakhi Devi Dasi. Her Grace Kamala Gopika Devi Dasi. Her Grace Madhavi Rani Devi Dasi. Her Grace Madhu Sudan Das. Her Grace Anang Gopi Devi Dasi. Her Grace Sri Devi Radha Devi Dasi. His Grace Achyuta Keshava Das. Her Grace Braja Priya Devi Dasi. Her Grace Madhuri Tila Devi Dasi. Her Grace Madhava Gauranga Das. Her Grace Manjari Gopika Devi Dasi. Narottama Vilas Das.
My special gratitude to Hari Vilas Prabhu from Seattle, who has sent, and from Seattle, Hari Vilas Prabhu, I offer my sincere obeisances. From Utah, my beloved God brother Charu Prabhu. From Denver, Tushta Krishna Prabhu. And anywhere else. Who sent you? That's my obeisance. Hare Krishna.
Been quite a roller coaster today with sound. So try our best. So I'm going to install the fire now. And then we will worship because, this is manifest here. We invite him to be present in the form of the fire. We'll be offering oblations when I say swaha. So what you want to do is holding the grains just a little tiny bit between these two fingers and your thumb. When I say you just offer
whoever's here on this front row. Those who are behind, you may have received a small paper bowl. So instead of throwing into the fire, you can just place whatever grains into that bowl. And at the end, when we do Purnahuti, the final offering, then you'll come up along with your banana and this bowl of grains and offer them into the fire directly. Sanat Kumaro Vatukama Deva Dhayasirsha Mam Pati Deva Helanat Devarshi Varyaha Purusharchanantarat Purmoharir Mam Niryadaseshat. Prajapati Vishnu Rishi Brihati Chandaha Shri Vishnur Devata Agnistapane Vinyogaha Om Bhurbhuva Swa Om. Diparichireva hi dashantaramabhyupetya Dipayate vivirtahetu samana dharma Yastadrigeva hi cha vishnutaya vibhati Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So we'll perform a simple arti, and in the meantime, everyone please chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Okay, everyone. Now, when I say swaha, take a small amount and offer into the fire if you're in the front row, and behind, just into the cup. Om Bhu Swaha Idam Vishnamedam Namama. Om Bhuva Swaha Idam Achyutaya Idam Namama. Om Swa Swaha Idam Narayanaya Idam Namama. Om Bhur Bhuva Swa Swaha Idam Anantaya Idam Namama. Now please repeat after me. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Swaha 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 Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahayam Dadati Swapadantikam Swaha 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 Vande Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Swaha 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 Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swami Namine Swaha Swaha Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने स्वाहा 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 नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे स्वाहा 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 नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती नामिने स्वाहा 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 श्रीवर्षभानुवी देवी दैताय कृपाब्धये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दैने प्रभवे नमः स्वाहा 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 माधुर्योज्ज्वल प्रेमाध्य श्रीरूपानुगा भक्तिदा श्रीगौरा करुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते स्वाहा 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 नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगा धाप सिद्धांत हरिणे स्वाहा 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 नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बर संबोधे पादम्भुजाय ते नमः स्वाहा 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 नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्द नामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगा परायते स्वाहा 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 गौराविर्भाव उमेश त्वं निर्देष्टा सज्जना प्रियः वैष्णव सर्वभौमा श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः स्वाहा 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 वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यः एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः स्वाहा 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 नमो महावदन्नाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतुषे नमः स्वाहा 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 पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं स्वाहा 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 जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिकान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोस्तुते स्वाहा 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 जयतां सुरतौ पंगुर मम मंदमतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्व पदाम्भोजौ राधा मदन मोहनो स्वाहा 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 दिव्याद्वृन्दारण्य कल्पद्रुमादः श्रीमद्रत्नागार सिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद्राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवो चण्डालीभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि स्वाहा 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 श्रीमन् रसरसारम्भी वंशीवता तथाश्रितः स्पर्शन् वेणुस्वनेर् गोपीर् गोपीनाथा श्रीयेष्टुनः स्वाहा 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 सप्तकाञ्चन गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये स्वाहा 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 जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद स्वाहा 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 ओम हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे स्वाहा 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 ओम हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे स्वाहा 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 हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे स्वाहा स्वाहा मंत्राहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं जनार्दन यत्पूजितं मया देव परिपूर्णं तदस्तु मे स्वाहा यदतं भक्तिमत्रेण पत्रं पुष्पं फलं जलम् आविदितं निवेदयन्तु तद्ग्रहाणानुकम्पया स्वाहा विधिहीनं मन्त्राहीनं यत्किञ्चिदुपपादितं क्रियामन्त्राविहीनं वा तत्सर्वं क्षन्तुमर्हसि स्वाहा अज्ञानात् अवज्ञानात् अशुभं यन्मया कृतं क्षन्तुमर्हसि तत्सर्वं दासीनाय विगृहाणमं स्वाहा स्थितिसेवगतिर्यात्रा स्मृतिश्चिन्ता स्तुतिर्वचः भूयत् सर्वात्मना विष्णो मयिदं त्वयि चेष्टितं स्वाहा अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽहमिति मम मत्वा क्षामस्व मधुसूदन स्वाहा प्रतिज्ञा तव गोविन्द न मे भक्ता प्रणाशति इति संस्मृत्य प्रणन्सन्धारयाम्यहं स्वाहा Everyone please stand up with the banana in your hand. after me. Om Namo Brahmanya Devaya O Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vishishyate Swaha. All the initiates can please come forward and slowly, very carefully place the banana in the fire. And all of you in the second and third and last rows, please come and offer the grains very slowly, carefully, as to not disturb anything or extinguish the fire. And you may start to give them.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna.